Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jean-Christophe Fidalgo. I'm a patient who has suffered from HR-TTR amyloidosis for 27 years. And I'm very happy to be here for the first international patient and doctors meeting for AL amyloidosis. This is the first one. We did already 4 sessions for HR-TTR. And I'm happy also that this meeting is in Brussels, the center of Europe. And also because the last member of our association is Belgium, who created the association a few months ago. So this alliance was created 6 years ago through the work of 3 patient associations. So the Italian association represented by Giovanni D'Alessio. I did not see him this morning. Okay, we'll join later on. Konrad Verhagen from the Netherlands Patient Association, an amazing person who did a lot for the alliance and who left a few years ago, and myself representing the French Patient Association. So the purpose of this alliance is really dedicated to patient association. We are different members with different history. So, for instance, the French Patient Association blew this year 30 candles, and Belgium Association is brand new. So we have different experience which are very interesting to share. We are working, our scope is really all type of amyloidosis. And this is very important because for elements like the diagnosis, knowing the different type of amyloidosis can help to decrease the time between the symptoms and the diagnosis, and also can avoid misdiagnosis. Professor Larrey will talk later on about this aspect. And there is also a patient association, myeloma, which is concerning AL patient, but our approach is really complementary to this association because not all the AL patients have myeloma, and this aspect regarding the diagnosis is also helpful for the patient. So really, there is room for the 2 patient associations. So we started at 3 years ago, and now the association is comprising 24 countries. You can see on this map by red dot where are located those patient associations. So we have a lot in Europe. We have one in Israel. Few associations in Asia, and quite a good coverage of America with association in Canada, US, Mexico, and different countries in South America. So, first objective of the Amyloidosis Alliance is linked to public awareness. We all know that, and we saw through those street interviews, that amyloidosis is not known by the general public and not really known by the general practitioner. So we need to keep on communicating, talk about the disease, and that's why we created a few years ago the World Amyloidosis Day, which is each year on October 26. We have also different type of communication campaign. We are promoting all the initiatives which can improve the patient journey, the access to the treatment, and the quality of life. So among the different patient associations, we are sharing the best practices. So the oldest association did many achievements, which in many cases can be useful to the other one. Element regarding documentation, flyers, booklet. Some booklet dedicated, for instance, to caring people. So we are sharing all of this. We have on our website all the elements, videos and so on, which are ready. And when necessary, we perform some translation. And for the patient, the doctors and the pharmaceutical company are doing a great job developing new drug. But the patient have still some unmet needs. Our role is to be the patient voice, to talk about those needs, and exchange with the member of our scientific committee on those elements. As much as possible, being part of working group with doctors. And the event like today, organized with the doctor, congresses which are belonging to patient and doctors. So this is a formula we started many years ago on HR-TTR, and we found it successful because we have in parallel a doctor congress which is making a point of interest to them to come to this event, our meeting in parallel, and the second day the two communities are mixed, and this is the opportunity for the patient to exchange with the doctors. We will go on that way and improve as much as possible the way we organize this. So it's important to exchange as much as possible in between the patient organization. So we set up some monthly video conferences where we are making the status on the existing project, but we are also listening to the different patient organization issues, subject proposal. And surprisingly, we developed that through the COVID crisis, where the use of video conferencing went something very simple for everybody. Not all the patient associations are covering all the type of amyloidosis. As I said at the beginning, we think it's important to really support all type. So when a country is really focused on one type of amyloidosis, we help them to grow. So we are providing some material and some training for them to have at least some notion about the other type. And we do that through e-learning, which may be, by the way, interesting for all patients as well. It's in English, so if you can understand English, you may use those e-learning as well. And the last point, Belgium is really a good example. So we help the country to set up their own organization. This help can be through some funding. It can be also through some tools. So for instance, we have templates for a website, for rule of procedure, for status. and we can provide any element which can really help the association. We have some countries which are not well organized to work with us. Unfortunately, some of those don't have a representative who is speaking English, but we keep on pushing to have them working with us because it's too bad not benefiting from our alliance. So here is our current structure, which may evolve in the following months. So we have David Gregory, present here. Maybe you could stand up. So David is the secretary of our association. So Giovanni, one of the founders, Giovanni D'Alessio, is our treasurer. Catilina Bibelloni from Baleares, Spain, is another board member. She's the president of the patient association in Baleares. And we have two professionals working with us and doing a great job. Agnès Farroja, who is our executive director, and who is one of the main organizers of this event today and tomorrow. And Emmanuel Jam, who is standing up over there, our project manager. So we have an excellent scientific committee with people from different countries and different specialty. So we have Italy, Brazil, UK, France, the Netherlands, and Spain. Among the specialty, we have neurologist, cardiologist, internist, nephrologist, and hematologist. So a real international scientific community, and through event like today, that's also a work which is done together and which is increasing the links in between the patient association and the doctor. So this is a great scientific community with people who are famous internationally and who are doing really a great job for amyloidosis. So on this slide, for a patient association, we have all the main reasons to belong to Alliance. I will talk about one point. So when you are part of the Alliance, you can better know what is the situation in the other country, and you can point out the differences. Differences regarding the drug approval, differences about the medical system and how much it costs for the patient. So, for instance, during the last ISAC Congress in May in Rochester, we could understand the medical system in the US, the Medicare, and we could understand the final cost for the patient, which is still a big amount of money. So then you can realize in your country what are the gaps, how you can improve, and what may be some priorities for you. So here is an example of the communication campaign we did last year for the World Amyloidosis Day. So we are setting up this communication campaign with the team who is here today and filming. A great team. So first of all, we are working with them to design a poster campaign. So we have 3 examples of the poster, 3 versions. On the right, the one which was done for Brazil. In the middle, the one for Spain and Spanish-speaking countries, and the other one for the other countries. So design with image catching the attention of the people. A QR code which is going directly to a page for donation for each patient association. And a message easy to understand, but which can catch the attention of the people. So the purpose of that is to display this poster as much as possible among the general public and in the doctors' offices. So in France, we were lucky to have a partnership with a display company which shown this poster in 1,000 places in France during few weeks. But what we do also, we bring the small A4 version of this and gave it to all the doctors we knew and who accepted to put that in their waiting room. This is a mean to talk about the disease. And we also have the leaflet over there, which is giving basic information on all type of amyloidosis and some links if the people want to know more about that. Also, what we did in 2023 is also a campaign on the social network starting early before October in order to make a journey, a communication journey, and really try to pass the message to as much as possible. So we are working currently on the campaign for this year, and of course, in parallel, the patient association which are able to organize an event, so they organize that on their side, if possible, with some doctors as guests, giving some information about the disease. And we try also to make a connected event with different countries, showing what we do is really a world size event. I don't know if you have some question. Don't hesitate.
Small question. When you see there is in Africa and Asia, as you said, there is no association. Is that because there is less amyloidosis in these countries, or is that because there is no possibility to diagnose? Maybe because there can be a link with food, for instance, or.
Now, as you said, this is directly linked to the lack of doctors and the lack of diagnosis. Talking about the treatment, if we have a look to Latin America, there are some treatment available in Brazil, but under some condition. And all the other countries, Argentina, Colombia, Venezuela, there is no treatment at all.
Okay. And it was just because when you see this picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we can, we don't. What we know is there is a form of amyloidosis, cardiomyopathy, in the Black African, Afro-American, and West Indies people. Something like 3.5% of the population. So we can imagine that there are some amyloidosis in Africa as well, but we don't have an element.
I have one question regarding the funding. How is it developing the funding of the alliance?
Okay. So the patient association are paying a symbolic fee, very low, so this is not part of the funding. We are working with all pharmaceutical company. So in that case, as far as we are covering all type of amyloidosis, we have pharmaceutical company which are developing treatment for AL, for cardiomyopathy, and so on. But our rule is to really distribute the source of funding, not working with one company more than the other one. So we try as much as possible to balance, and we are working on project. So for instance, this event is a project. When we have some, we will work this year and the year after. We will launch a big survey. So it's a project, and we present the project for the year to come to all our pharmaceutical company partners. We do it during meeting where they all attend. So really, we manage them the same way. And then we have, in parallel, negotiation with them. We imagine we could have for some European funding or some national funding, but it did not happen up to now. Maybe later on. Any other question?
Hi. What I was interested to find out is the associations that you've indicated. Are they all formally constituted associations, or are some of them informal? So, for example, in Scotland, we've had a patient-led support group for the last 10 years, which has been very successful, but we don't have a constitution. It's completely led by myself and some of the patients. So this is obviously of interest to me, but I wondered whether to be part of the alliance you have to be a fully constituted formal body.
So we have a different type of members. We have standard members who are able to vote during General Assembly. So for those members, there is a list of requirements. So there should be official statutes. The financial all regarding the finance of the past year have to be published and distributed. And we require that the board members are all linked to patient or family members or this kind of point. We really want to have an association, a member who has the same point of view, approach than us. We represent the patient, so we don't want to have private company, private interests, or doctors to avoid any lobby. We have some doctors, but they are patients. And so this is for the standard member. But we have also associated members. Then they don't have to have those requirements. So Scotland could join us like an associated member.
Yeah. Thank you.
So thank you for your attention.